One thing I wanted to add to your question, I think information age is one part of it, but I think what we've learned in the Bible is in the golden age, the original pre-flood society, you had these realms interacting. You had creatures from the heavenly realms here on earth with us. So the gods and all these other things were roaming and they were building these empires. And I think that all that stuff was true. And I think it's been repackaged in every culture's preservation system.
Their mythos.
Yeah. But the dudes who built the pyramids and all the things around the world, I think they were getting this knowledge from non-human sources.
Yes.
So
yeah.
the days of Noah, realms and knowledge, I think we're getting there again. So is the veil going to be pulled back? We're going to have all this weird stuff hanging out with us again? If things work in cycles and ages, we're kind of coming to the end of an age and we're coming to a new one. That stuff's going to start roaming again.
The universe doesn't speak English. It speaks frequency. And this is the most honest language in the world. Think about it. If you say something in a language, you may doubt it inside of you. Or you could even lie to yourself.
I found most people don't know who they are. They really don't.
I know my name, I know my age, I know where I live.
Yeah, that's not you, though. If you ask the average person who they are, they'll give you their name. They'll say, I'm Bob Proctor, but I'm not. Bob and Proctor are two words. My parents give them to me. They're called names, but it's not me. It's my name. But this isn't me either. It's my body. Like, you never phone down here to the studio and say, body won't be in today. It's sick.
Okay.
You know, we don't say am hand or am leg. It's my hand, my leg, my body, my name. Who am I?
Is God.
Okay, so a lot of people think God is, quite in the biblical sense, a guy sitting up on a cloud who controls the universe, frankly, and has created all life. But my definition of God is not like that. I don't believe God is person or entity. God is just another form of energy. Well, actually is energy. Himself, well, not even himself, itself. Honestly, I don't really buy into the literal biblical sense. Like, you know, God is literally a guy who looks like us, who sits up in an alternate realm that's in our clouds and, you know, watches over all of us. But I guess you could say that he's an energy form that created all, and is everywhere and nowhere at the same time. God, or energy, lives within us, through us, and is us, frankly. So God is an energy that he's used to create something. So you know souls, right?
Yeah.
Souls have the God energy in them.
Okay.
So let's say you took away the God energy from anything. It would just become nothing.
So
if someone doesn't believe in God, then I guess you don't believe in yourself, because basically every single living thing, and not even living thing, every single atom, every single piece of energy is made from the God source.
See, I think we live simultaneously on three planes of understanding. We're spiritual creatures, we have an intellect, and we live in physical bodies. But because we lack awareness or understanding of who we are, we're totally locked into a physical world, and we let things outside of us control us.
This conspiracy is that there was this elitist group in the world that was aligned with like Nazism, the Rockefellers, of changing our standard music from 432 hertz to 440 hertz. What the theory is that 440 hertz, it's not a frequency that it's tuned to bring clarity or healing. It does the opposite of stress, anxiety, anger.
The frequency that it moves in is not aligned with natural frequencies, so it exists in dissonance with what we would naturally perceive as soothing or calming or normal.
Frequency doesn't lie. If your thoughts, mind, and desires are not aligned, you may not reach that frequency.
But this globalist, elitist, whatever you want to call them, wanted to change it to 440 to basically control the masses, so you'd be more susceptible to going to war, adapting ideologies,
inciting chaos.
95% of the population are reacting to life. They're not really living at all.
Modern day's Trojan horse are our devices.
In the 1920s, a scientist named Walter Kilner developed a technique that allowed people to see into the astral realm. He applied a blue dye called dicyanin onto a glass screen, and discovered that the dye blocked out most of the white light, enabling humans to see the aura of one another. Although the chemical was later banned, the military repurposed it to create the first pair of night vision goggles.
In other words, it is possible and could be largely used in the past and even today, as all these devices are capable of emitting frequencies as well as radio stations, and possibly even cell towers.
Because we lack awareness or understanding of who we are, we're totally locked into a physical world, and we let things outside of us control us.
Every time I touch my phone, it freaking
Tap it crazy.
moves.
Tap it crazy.
Look. But yet, I'm tapping the table and nothing. And I go here on my phone and I touch the camera It's like if it feels what I'm touching on the camera.
The iPhone uses the LiDAR system for autofocus. It stands for light detection and ranging, which is a technology that tries to figure out how far an object is from your phone. The LiDAR system emits pulses of light waves into the environment. Then these pulses will bounce off surrounding objects in the room and return to your phone's sensor. The sensor then uses the time it took for each pulse to return to then calculate the distance traveled. So I think the spider is detecting the small change in light intensity in the environment every time you tap your screen to autofocus your camera.
Nothing is safe from the technological takeover.
The types of things that this injection does, binding the spike protein to the surface of your cells, making an antibody which means you're sensitized to that forever.
They changed one nucleotide and it then shuts down your innate immunity.
When the technology was distributed to helicopter pilots during the Vietnam War, the pilots began shooting at each other, claiming to be firing at demons that came to get them.
In order to get the mRNA into your cells, they needed to change something in your immune system so that it would no longer recognize the fake mRNA, the synthetic mRNA, as an invader.
Those who survived will never be the same, describing it as if they were watching hell.
Wait, say it again. Prove that you're here. Why do you keep turning off the TV? Ooh. Hey, hon. Come here. Look.
No, I can't build that.
I don't think it's just down here. Look at that. This is the most active during the day that I've... Oh, there goes the Xbox too. Wait a minute. Oh, I'm not liking this. Oh, wow. Wait. I swear I can see. Ooh, stop it. I'm not liking that. Hon, let's go to dinner or something for a while. Time to go.
Imagine even when you try closing your eyes. Due to the vaccinations given and taken without question, even your eyelids will not help in hiding from the entity CERN is letting through.
Have you ever heard of CERN?
CERN, no.
It's a tunnel. And the whole point of it is they shoot atoms and they're trying to collide them to discover new particles, or what they call a God particle, trying to do all this weird stuff, right? People's fear is that when they collide them, that it has the potential to open up a black hole, to create a black hole. It has 666.
Literally 3 sixes just turn around.
In Revelation, the Bible says, I know where you live, where Satan has his throne. Yet you remain true to my name. You did not renounce your faith in me, not even in the days of Antipas, my faithful witness, who was put to death in your city, where Satan lives. Well, if you look up the martyr of Saint Antipas, you'll see that it was under the reign of Emperor Nero, in a city that is now known as Geneva. And if you're wondering what's in Geneva, you'll find the company CERN, whose main mission is to create the God particle, attempting to split the veil between the supernatural and natural realm, possibly opening a supernatural portal to the underworld.
But if you look up the statue that is outside of CERN, it's the god of Shiva, which in Hindu is the god of destruction. Shiva is stomping on a human, basically being like, humans are ignorant. Nice. I am the god of time, destruction.
In fact, the director said,
the director of the Hadron Collider program.
Of the Large Hadron Collider, as I said earlier, said, we don't really know what's going to happen when we open this portal. But we're going to try anyway. We're going to do it anyway.
You see that person she's stepping on? That's the person who created this tunnel. There's no conflict between what you're saying and the Bible. In fact, the Bible would support what you're saying.
Revelation 9.
When the fruit of their hidden agendas, when these beings start moving through the portal and entering into the earth, I don't think most Christians are ready for the physical manifestation and the supernatural changes that occur in what we call our present reality. Our present reality is about ready to be violently shaken and reshaped.
Scientists, mainstream scientists
who's an atheist.
He's an atheist.
Right.
Now that hasn't happened and hasn't played out yet since the discovery of the Higgs boson, and I apologize for the lapse, but what he is addressing is this rift, this opening of this portal, this interdimensional gateway, because he recognizes that there are entities on the other side that should not be in our realm, that barrier needs to be maintained.
Stephen Hawking recognizes that there are entities?
Yes. He uses unknown energies.
Unknown energies.
Right.
But he's referring to entities.
In our parlance.
So he's concerned about unwanted visitors from another dimension.
He's not the only one that's raised that issue.
Okay.
So there are enough atheist-oriented scientists out there who've been suppressed, but you can find their statements on the internet. This isn't conspiracy theorist origin. These are mainstream people who are saying, we really shouldn't do this.
They are already in communication with something that has a personality and has ability to communicate. The information that they're receiving must be very high-level information. They're feeding it to laboratories and technologies all across the planet.
The days of Noah, realms and knowledge. I think we're getting there again. So is the veil going to be pulled back? We're going to have all this weird stuff hanging out with us again? If things work in cycles and ages, we're kind of coming to the end of an age and we're coming to a new one. That stuff's going to start roaming again.